to wean down on the coffee a bit or even give it up completely. It can be healthy in small amounts, but again, it's so powerful that it really needs to be used carefully and non-addictively. And so if you want to help your body to get off of the dependence on coffee or the addiction to coffee or caffeine in whatever source, a great way to do that is with licorice root. And that will feed your adrenal glands and allow you to have energy without taking this adrenal stimulant every morning. And also the herbal superfoods. Superfoods and licorice are what I always recommend for people trying to get off of caffeine, because they'll allow your body to naturally produce energy without having to be artificially stimulated or overstimulated. So, great way to give up the addiction on coffee. And I actually myself have a cup every once in a while, but I'm very careful not to get to the place where I have to have it or where I'm having too much for my constitution. So, great thing to do. And have some rosemary tea to help you wake up in the morning. It really is very refreshing and invigorating. And as I mentioned before, it can be used to stimulate hair growth and also to restore color to the hair if your hair is going gray. And a great way to do that is to either take some essential oil and put it in a carrier oil and rub that into your scalp, or you can just take dried rosemary leaves, and it's important that it's dry, not fresh, and break them up. You can rub them between your hands, you can powder them in a coffee grinder, however works for you, and then put them in a jar with your carrier oil. Or you can even use olive oil, which is nice as well. And I like to use olive oil, especially for massage, because it's good lubrication. The other ones soak in a little quicker. So whatever works best for the particular application you have in mind, go for it. And you can just put the dried rosemary in the carrier oil, sit it in a cool, dark place for about 2 weeks, shaking it every day, and then strain it out through a cloth like some cotton muslin, or you could even use a coffee filter. I prefer to use ones that are not bleached, or at least aren't bleached with chlorine, or you can use any sort of a very clean cotton cloth or wool cloth to strain it through. Even cheesecloth would be excellent. And you can just strain the solid bits of the herb out of the oil, and all the goodness from the herb has gone out into the oil, so you can use that as an herbal extract, an oil extract of an herb, and rub that into your head, into your scalp. Okay, here's a recipe for you. 1 part rosemary infused olive oil and 2 parts almond oil is a recipe recommended for massaging the scalp by a lot of naturopathic physicians. So again, that's 1 part rosemary infused olive oil and 2 parts almond oil. And both of those oils are also beneficial by themselves. So you're adding those to the healing power of rosemary, and it accentuates, everything in there accentuates each other. Rosemary is something that we call a nervine. That is, it's a stimulating tonic and strengthener to the nerves. And one of the compounds in rosemary this is due to is called cineol. And that's a known stimulant to the central nervous system. And central nervous system just refers to the brain and spinal cord, so just think center of your body, central nervous system. And so rosemary has this cineol, which can actually stimulate and wake up the central nervous system. So it's working on that and the blood. So you're working on the circulation and on the nervous system at the same time. Great thing about herbs, they work in so many different ways to enhance or support the health of the body, and they're not an artificial jolt like a drug, which is far superior. The herb is far superior in my opinion, and a lot safer and a lot more pleasant to take as well. And you can use rosemary whenever the nerves need to be stimulated, like if there's a case of fainting, depression, paralysis, numbness, or just brain fog or memory loss, anything like that. It will just lift the cloud and clarify everything.